Welcome back into another realistic rebuild I have for you guys here today on Madden 20. Today it's going to be of the Giants. Before I really begin the video though, if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel and enjoy what you see, I would greatly appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button. And also, if you just enjoy the video, I would also appreciate it if you could hit that like button. A few more things though, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, or check out my second channel, links to those are all down below. Okay, so now we can actually start talking about this team. So the Giants have a 76 overall, 79 offense, 73 defense. The team isn't really all that good as a whole, but they have a lot of really strong pieces on this team entirely, like Saquon Barkley. 89 overall, 23 years old, superstar X Factor. He's a phenomenal running back, super electric. He is so good. He's going to be on this team for this entire time, undoubtedly. And then at quarterback, we have Daniel Jones. Maybe Daniel Jones can do something. I don't know. A 70 overall really isn't even all that bad. I'm definitely not going to be drafting a quarterback this year. I want to see what he can do, like starting the entire season. I know he plays pretty well in Madden sometimes, so maybe we can get that cheese on our side here. But of course, 1 year of experience at this point now out of Duke. A lot of people thought this was a reach when it happened. He didn't have a bad rookie season, but he wasn't that crazy. He put up some good numbers, but he also turned the ball over a lot. You know, like over 3,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 picks isn't all that bad. I think he fumbled a good bit, though. Yeah, he had 6 fumbles, and I think he had a couple other turnover-worthy plays that were not intercepted, or maybe he fumbled more and recovered them. I don't know if those get tracked in Madden. That could have just been he fumbled 6 times, recovered or not. I don't know. But anyway, Daniel Jones, I think, could be on the team this entire time, honestly. I don't think I'm going to have to worry about quarterback, but of course, we'll see as these seasons go on. At wide receiver, we have Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate, and Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton is a beast. He played really well his rookie season. I think he's going to be a great receiver in the league. I mean, he already is pretty good, but I think he's going to develop even more alongside Daniel Jones, honestly. Sterling Shepard is not a bad slot receiver. He's 27 years old, though. He may start to regress pretty soon. And then Golden Tate is all but off the team, honestly. 32 years old, getting paid a good bit of money. Could I release him? No, I'm not releasing him right now. That is for sure. So I may actually have to keep him for this next season. I don't really want to, but we'll see what happens. You know, Nate Solder's a player who I really don't want on this team at all anymore. He's expensive and he's just not good. And he's regressing. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know if I'll cut him now or if I'll maybe wait a little while to cut him. I'm not exactly sure yet. When is his contract up? He has 2 more years left on his contract. I don't want to pay him 17 mil and then 18 mil. Oh my lord. Okay, we may have to cut him at the start of this next season or something. He's definitely not a player who's going to be on this team long term. But Will Hernandez will. Kevin Zettler probably will too. He's a really good guard. He's 30. He's definitely old and he's going to regress, but I think he could stay at least around an 80 this entire time. And then Halapio isn't that good at center. He's only a 67 overall. And then Mike Remmers at right tackle, also not too good. And then we have Evan Ingram here at tight end, a very good receiving tight end, 88 overall, 25 years old. Can't run block too well, but it doesn't really matter. 61 run blocking, but 90 speed, 88 catching. I will take it. Defensively then, a lot of work has to be done on this side, as well as the offense, of course. Like, a lot of work has to be done on both sides of the ball, but I think the defense is in a bit worse of a situation, especially the corners. These corners are not very good, but it's all right. We could probably work with some of these guys. DeAndre Baker is still young. You know, he was a rookie this past year in real life, and maybe we can keep him, see what he can do. Grant Haley is very young too. He's 24 years old. Maybe we can try to keep him. I'll try to address corner. I don't know if I'll be able to. I should be able to at least in the off season. Maybe I can try to do that in free agency and whatnot. And then at free safety, it'll probably be Julian Love. He's the backup strong. I think that's why he's over here. Yeah, he's the backup strong safety right now. He can even play corner for us if we really needed him to, but I think I'm going to have him play free safety. He should probably be okay over there. Yeah, 52 hit power. He's definitely not playing strong safety for us. And then linebacker isn't good at all either. We're probably going to have to look to draft a linebacker this year. Lorenzo Carter isn't too bad. He's still really young as well. Maybe he can get something going. Marcus Golden's not bad either, but he's 29 years old. He's a decent pass rusher, at least for like another season if we want him for that. And then middle linebacker is a disaster. I think, did Alec Ogletree get cut? Let me look this up, because if he did, I am definitely cutting him. So when I looked it up, it still says he's on the Giants, but I think there's rumors of him getting cut. So I'm honestly about to just do it. I'm cutting him. Okay, I'm releasing him now. We're going to free up some cap. You know, whatever. I don't really care all that much. It frees up some money, and he's really not that good. He was like a 71 overall. I'm not really losing all that much by doing that. I could probably sign like a rookie undrafted free agent who would play better. But anyway, on the defensive line, we have Leonard Williams, Dalvin Tomlinson, and Dexter Lawrence. The thing is, Leonard Williams is a free agent this current year right now. Like, I could bring him back if I want to. And part of me does. It depends on how expensive he's going to be, because Leonard Williams is still pretty good. Dexter Lawrence is still good. Well, I don't know why I said still. He is good. He was a rookie this past year. He's going to be fine for us. Dalvin Tomlinson's not bad, but then they have BJ Hill, who was not bad either. He's only a 75, though. Part of me wants to keep Leonard Williams, and then BJ Hill can just be like a backup. I'm actually okay with that. So let's hop into free agency here just to see who we have to bring back to the team. Leonard Williams is on top of this list. So is Aldridge Rosas. I want Rosas back on the team probably. Marcus Golden, I think I'm going to let go of. If I can't find anybody better in free agency, you know, this season, I could probably even offer him another contract. I don't think I want anybody down here, though. That's for certain. But let's start out with these top 2 guys. We should have enough money to bring them all back, honestly. Yeah, we have a ton of money. And this contract for Leonard Williams isn't all that big. I'll bump up the salary a little bit and the signing bonus a little bit. Let's see if he wants that. He's coming back to the team. I'm comfortable with that contract. It's 3 more years of at least like an 82 overall defensive end. That's definitely not bad. The thing with Rosas is like he's kind of expensive for a kicker. I don't know if I want him. Like, I don't think it's worth it to spend a couple $1 million on a kicker when you can just sign ones in free agency who play just as well in Madden. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Whatever. Aldridge Rosas is a pretty good kicker, but still, I don't think he's worth the money. At least in the game, I could sign a free agent kicker for far cheaper. I may even be able to get him for far cheaper. So we have $79 million now to spend in free agency, and Michael Pierce is the top free agent. We don't need him. Chris Jones, we don't need. Kendall Fuller is a player we could really use. Joe Tooney's probably a guy we could use too. The thing is, we have good guards, so maybe I don't go after Joe Tooney, but like Andrew Whitworth is a guy I kind of like. Anthony Costanzo's usually here. He could be a player we go after, but Andrew Whitworth could be good for like 1 or maybe 2 seasons. At least 1, though, I think he'd be fine for. And then maybe we can even go after like Jack Conklin or something. I haven't gotten him in a little while. We went after a lot of players, and as you can already see, I went after one I don't normally really ever go after. Bud Dupree joins the team. He's an 80 overall. He's really not too bad right now. He's only 27 years old. He's on the team for a couple seasons. I will take it. Kendall Fuller is here. Andrew Whitworth. Corey Littleton is also here. But Jack Conklin rejected. I can never get Jack Conklin. I gave him like, I think it was 6 points higher than the second team. That's kind of annoying. We got Marcus Gilbert on the team instead of Jack Conklin now that he rejected. So we have a very old tackle duo, but I think it'll be good enough for at least 1 more season here. We picked up Evan Ingram's 5th-year option, and the next one is for Jabril Peppers. I don't really think I want to pick up his 5th-year option. Maybe we can bring him back to the team if he has a good year. I think he will have a good season, but I don't really feel like paying him all that much for 1 more season. I'd rather just bring him back long term. I always feel that way with 5th-year options. Like, I didn't really want to do that one with Evan Ingram either, but why not? I'll at least secure him for 1 more season, but I want to bring him back long term anyway at some point. But let's head into the 2020 NFL Draft. The draft order should be good. I'm pretty sure I got fixed, at least rather recently. Looks good to me. The Bengals, Redskins, Lions, Giants. Okay, so also, I'm using a slightly different draft class than what I'm usually using. So C4's draft class for Xbox actually recently got updated. I tried to download the one by Papa Crunk 21, which was the person who made like the original draft class I was using a little while ago, but it kept saying error, so I couldn't download his. I downloaded another one. All I did was search by keyword and look up C4 2020 and look for the most like recent one, like the most updated one. So that's the one I have right now. I made a couple changes to it. I think Paulson Adebo was still in it, and I've been informed recently that he is going back to school, so I took him out of the draft class. But anyway, let's advance. Let's see who the Bengals go with. It's probably going to be Joe Burrow. It should be Joe Burrow, and it is. Will the Redskins finally take Chase Young? No, they still go Jeff Okudah. Okay, whatever. The Lions, are they going to go with Chase Young? No, they're going Andrew Thomas. And it's at the point where, like, I should probably take Chase Young. But, like, why is he always still here? I hate being put in this position because it's like I really want Chase Young. I really, really want Chase Young. I'm sure Giants fans would freak out if they were able to get him. I want Isaiah Simmons, too. Like, I really want Isaiah Simmons on this team. That was the whole plan. I wanted him to be our middle linebacker of the future because there's a decent chance that actually happens. There's almost 0 chance Chase Young is still here. I'm sorry if you don't actually like this, but I just drafted Chase Young a little while ago. I apologize, Giants fans. I'm aware that if this happened in real life, the Giants would 1,000,000% go with Chase Young. I'm going to take Isaiah Simmons, though. I think it's a more fun draft pick because this could totally actually happen. But anyway, Isaiah Simmons, 75 overall, right outside linebacker. He will be moving to middle. He has hidden development trade out of Clemson, of course. Also, let me point this out. So if it says that any player went to, like, Abilene Christian, whatever the first college is, that's just, like, a weird glitch Madden has. Whenever you, like, edit a player, or edit any player, honestly, like, it could affect a random other player's college. I don't know why it does that, but it happens sometimes. That's why a couple players, it says NA for their college. Whatever. Anyway, Isaiah Simmons is a fantastic linebacker for us. I think he's going to be good in the long run. I feel really badly that I didn't go with Chase Young, but I hope you at least understand my reasoning. In the second round here, I think I'm going to be looking for receiver, because receiver is kind of important for this team. I really want a number 1, but hang on a second. Henry Ruggs is here? Why is he still available? Oh, we may have to go Henry Ruggs then. I was thinking about going like T. Higgins or something, who is still here. So is KJ Hamler. So is Brandon Ayuk. I don't know how to pronounce that. I know he's very good too. Michael Pittman's actually good, but Henry Ruggs? Are you joking? We're going to go Henry Ruggs. 73 overall hidden development trait, ranked number 29. We took him at number 36. Good lord. I feel like he should be faster than 96. Of course, we'll see what he runs and everything at the combine, but it's okay. I didn't edit any player, actually, except for Paulson Adebo to take him out of the draft class. But Henry Ruggs is a great addition to this team. He adds some speed. Darius Slayton's also really fast, so that's going to be a fun wide receiver duo. I could technically use a center, so maybe we can go that route, but there's not really any good centers right now. I could go like offensive guard and move him over or something. I'm not going to do that right now, at least. I'm going to trade away this draft pick because maybe a 4th round could get us like a future 4th, future 3rd or something. I doubt we'll get a future 3rd. Actually, we do get a future 3rd. Wow, would you look at that? So from the Colts, the Eagles, or the Falcons. The Colts are usually really good. The Falcons are typically really good. I'm going to go with the Eagles because they're very inconsistent in this game. I feel like they're either dominant or awful. So hopefully it's the latter. But let's go with this 5th round draft pick and probably take some sort of offensive lineman. Also, it was brought to my attention that Evan Weaver is white. I will change that at some point in the future. I forgot to do it for this one. My bad. Also, on the same note, I've always noticed this, but Robert Windsor is also white. I will change that at some point as well, but for now, let's take probably an offensive lineman like I was alluding to before. Who should we go with? Honestly, I'm just going to go with the best offensive lineman. Also, I keep having to feel the need to point things out. Walker Little is a 12 overall in this draft class. That's why he looks so bad. I don't think there's a way to take players out of draft classes, so I didn't even change him in this one. I've changed him in the past, though. So he's a 12 overall in this one. I think I'm going to take John Runyon Jr. Another player, it says he went to Abilene Christian. He probably didn't. I'm going to go with him, though. He's a 67 overall, normal development. Actually, a really solid pick. He could probably come in and play center for us. I'm actually all right with that. I'm just going to sim to the end of the draft here because I don't really feel like taking these last 2 picks, and I don't want to bother trading them away. But I was just checking just to make sure. I thought this was the case, but John Runyon Jr. went to Michigan. Not Abilene Christian, of course, so I will try to change that for the next rebuild. But let's check out this draft recap. I think we actually did a pretty good job. We got a new starting middle linebacker. We also got another one in Corey Littleton in free agency. We also got a number like 1 or 2 receiver. John Runyon Jr. can probably play center for us. We got Bryce Perkins. That's pretty cool. Michael Divinity Jr. is also a really good draft pick from the computer. I'm pretty certain he's actually an outside linebacker, but whatever. He's a middle linebacker in this draft class. Not a big deal. I've seen him outside in other draft classes, so I actually don't even know where he plays. I don't think it's that big of a deal, at least here in Madden, though. But let's check out where Chase Young went. He went directly after us to the Dolphins. I've been seeing this happen a lot, where Chase Young falls to like number 5 or something. The Redskins just don't take him. They always go Jeff Okudah instead. I feel like if I move Chase Young into outside linebacker, then the Redskins would probably go with him. But whatever, I'll just leave it go. I don't know what else I could do to even make them take him even more. I don't know what I could do different. I could probably move Jeff Okudah's overall down, but that doesn't really seem fair. Whatever. Anyway, Tua went to the Chargers. Jerry Jeudy going to the Panthers. Jedrick Wills going to the Cardinals. Josh Jones to the Jaguars. Tristan Wirfs rounds out the top 10. When 3 tackles are taken there. 4 tackles taken in the top 10 in total, though. All right, so the team here for the first full season is actually looking pretty good. 80 overall, 81 offense, 79 defense. We added a lot of new faces on this offensive side. Henry Ruggs is one of those guys. He's a 73 overall, very, very fast receiver for us. He's a deep threat. Along with Darius Slayton, he's another deep threat. So we have 2 extremely fast receivers. We have a pretty decent slot guy here in Sterling Shepard. And then Golden Tate, another slot guy. But I don't want him on this team anymore. I guess he's technically a deep threat now. I don't want him on this team anymore. Like, he's not a bad receiver, really at all. He's just old. He's not going to really progress into anything special anymore. He's already past that, and I can't release him, because we're going to get penalized a lot if I do that. So we're going to keep him on the team, at least for this a little bit longer. And then on the offensive line, we have John Runyon Jr. now starting at center. Also, I changed his college back to Michigan, so it is correct now. Andrew Whitworth, Marcus Gilbert make up like the oldest tackle duo in the NFL currently. But it's okay. The offense, I think, got a lot better. The defense also saw some improvements. Isaiah Simmons is now the number 2 middle linebacker. Corey Littleton is the number 1. Kendall Fuller is the new number 1 cornerback. He's also the nickel guy. So I think this team actually looks pretty nice. Forgot to mention this as well, but Dupree joins the team. He's pretty good at Madden as well. Hopefully he can go off for us here. But let's advance now and see how the team does. Another slight difference I'd actually like to point out. So I normally go with the Titans offensive playbook, but right now I actually have the Bears offensive playbook. I've seen a lot of their quarterbacks in the MVP contention, so I want to see how this playbook works. But at week 9 we have a bye week, but we are 4-4. Okay, so not too bad right now. 4-3 for the Eagles, 3-1 for the Redskins, 3-4 for the Cowboys. I think this team is actually, trending upwards. Hopefully that's the case anyway. But on the offense, what kind of development traits do we have going around? Henry Ruggs has star development. I think he's the only one to reveal here on offense. And then defensively, Isaiah Simmons also has star development. That's fine. A star developing middle linebacker really isn't that bad, especially if they're a rookie, because they go up in development very frequently. So hopefully he can win Offensive Rookie of the Year. No, not that one. Defensive Rookie of the Year. If he could win Offensive Rookie of the Year, that would be incredible. But let me spend my coach experience, and then we'll see who we have to bring back. All right, so that is now spent. So Andrew Whitworth is the top free agent. I kind of want him back on the team, but I'm not going to give him money right now, at least. Dalvin Tomlinson. This is interesting because we do have BJ Hill who could play instead of Dalvin Tomlinson, but I'm actually really good with Tomlinson. He's a good player. Jabril Peppers, I will take back on the team as well. And probably Rodrigo Blankenship as well. We can just get him long-term because he's a really cheap and pretty good kicker. Dalvin Tomlinson is coming back to the team. I will take that. And then Jabril Peppers, let's bring him back to the team for like 5 more seasons as well. Hopefully he accepts that. He is going to accept that. Okay, so we got both of those guys back. And then Blankenship, let's give him a pretty long contract. He's the only one to reject. All right, man. I mean, you're getting not much money at all, so I guess that makes sense. We actually made the playoffs. I am very surprised to see that. We went 10-6. Wow, we turned up at the second part of the season. Let's check that out, actually. What kind of win streak did we go on? We were 4-0 in the preseason. Unbelievable. We lost 2 games to start the year off, but then beat the 49ers, lost 2 more, won 3 in a row, actually won 6 in a row. It was separated by the bye week there. We lost to the Cowboys and the Seahawks, but then I won a couple more. Okay, so the team is actually really solid this year. Maybe the Bears playbook is the way to go. I don't know. But Daniel Jones over 4,000 yards by just 1 single yard. 28 touchdowns, 11 passing interceptions. I don't know why I always say passing interceptions. I just read what it says up there. It's like, obviously they're passing interceptions. I don't know. But that's a pretty good season. I will definitely take that as a sophomore year. Saquon was really good, but somehow Wayne Gallman got more touchdowns. Okay. Saquon, 9 touchdowns, almost 1,200 yards. That's a really good season to have. Darius Slayton, almost 1,000 yards. Henry Ruggs, also almost 1,000 yards. Evan Ingram leads the team with 7 touchdowns. Sterling Shepard gets 5. Saquon gets 4 touchdowns. The tackles weren't really doing all that well. They both let up too many sacks, I think. Hopefully we can get better next year in that department. But 114 tackles for Isaiah Simmons. 3 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions. Hopefully that's enough for Defensive Rookie of the Year. 12 tackles for loss, though, for Bud Dupree with 6.5 sacks. But 15 tackles for loss for Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence. Anybody else get a lot of sacks? Not really. Bud Dupree had a pretty good season, though. I definitely think he was worth the money, and Kendall Fuller was certainly worth the money. 2 picks for Isaiah Simmons. Like I said before, DeAndre Baker gets 2, Jabril Peppers as well. Grant Haley gets 1. None of those guys really getting close, though, to Kendall Fuller's 5. We have a defensive touchdown for Jabril Peppers, a safety for Dexter Lawrence, no blocked kicks, and then 1 forced fumble for Dexter Lawrence, who recovered it. Okay, doing everything on his own. So we were 13th in the NFL on offense this year. That is actually pretty nice in terms of yards. And then 12th on defense. Okay, this team is definitely trending up. Jacoby Brissett, of course, wins MVP. Like I'm saying, there's always a Bears quarterback in MVP. Mitchell Trubisky, though, it is this year. We don't have Danny Dimes in this list. That's all right, though. Kind of disappointing. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Mitchell Trubisky. Daniel Jones, though, at number 9. Okay. That's not too bad. Defensive Player of the Year is Roquan Smith. Kendall Fuller, though, at number 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year is CeeDee Lamb. He goes to the Falcons. What a nutty receiver core they have, then. Henry Ruggs at number 5. Okay, not horrible there, I guess. The Defensive Rookie of the Year is Isaiah Simmons. I really hope that's enough for him to go up in development. I would love if he could become a superstar after this season. But let me spend these coach experience points, and I'll check out the team. I don't normally get this upgrade package that early, but I got the receiver upgrade because we have some young receivers who can definitely benefit from that. But here's a look at the team really quickly before we sim by the week. I have I have auto progression on, so these players have been going up throughout the season, and that's why the team's overall looks different right now. But we have to take on the 49ers, who we beat earlier in the season, I think. They're 8-7-1. They're an 84 overall. This should be a tough game, though. The 49ers are a really good team. But let's see if we can keep up with them. Maybe we could take them down. I don't know. I'd be really happy if we could. And we actually do. 35-28, a pretty close game there. We have to go up against the Seahawks now, who are super good as well in Madden. They're an 84 overall compared to our 82. Let's advance into the conference championship and see if we're in it. We are not in it. We lose 28-21. That's okay. Let's go straight to the Super Bowl. Okay, so the Seahawks make it all the way to the Super Bowl, and they're going up against the Colts. Who is going to win? The winner is the Colts, 21-17. Okay, but more importantly, who went up in development? Hopefully we have some guys on offense. Daniel Jones, maybe? No, he did not go up in development. Henry Ruggs nor Slayton went up either, which is kind of annoying. Anybody else? I don't think so. Who even could have went up in development. But what about defensively? Isaiah Simmons. No, how are you not a superstar? Come on. Kendall Fuller, the same thing. I feel like they made it more rare for players to go up in development now, which is kind of annoying, but I guess okay. I don't know. I can't really do much about it. I'm not going to go ahead and change those guys. That doesn't seem fair to me, but we can't bring back Andrew Whitworth even if I wanted to, but Marcus Gilbert is a 74. He didn't play well last year, though. I'm going to let him go. I just wanted to see what he could do with that one contract, but let's see who is now here in free agency, hopefully to fill the hole at tackle, because we definitely need that. We have $34.88 million to spend. The top player is Trent Williams. He's like always the top player, though. Shaq Barrett is here, and I think Shaq Barrett's a player I want on this team. DeForest Buckner is also here. Oh, he is very intriguing. Buda Baker is here too. Okay, there's a lot of really cool players available right now. We're going to spend a lot of money. Okay, let's see who we landed here in free agency. We ended up getting Buda Baker, but we did not get Shaq Barrett. Oh, come on. Shaq Barrett would have been awesome on this team. I'm glad we got Buda Baker. But I could definitely use some more edge help still. Ebukam is here. Maybe we can just go after him because he's not bad. I'll probably do that. It kind of sucks, though, because I just had him pretty recently. We got Anthony Costanzo on the team, but did not get Ebukam. What is going on? Why are none of these pass rushers accepting? So Saquon can receive a 5th-year option. You know what? We'll do this, too. I'm in a pretty interesting position right now, and I will show you guys why in a second, but we have the 26th overall pick here in the draft. Let's just advance straight to that pick. So at first, I was going to trade up for this one cornerback, right? Because I thought he was going to be extremely good, and he could be very useful to this team. Let's see if he's still available before I continue. He is not still available, so I can't trade up for him anymore, obviously. But there's this free safety, Nigel Mcallister. Supposed to go early 1st round, that's his talent at least. He's projected, though, mid-2nd round. There's also this strong safety who looks really good. Early 1st rounder, projected mid-2nd round. I signed Buda Baker, who I could move down to cornerback. He could probably transition perfectly fine. And then I could go Nigel Mcallister to play free safety for us. That's what I was thinking about doing, but also I now need an edge rusher because none of those guys came over to the team. Also, all the edge rushers are gone. There was also no good outside linebacker edge rushers. So our edge is not going to be too good for this next season. I mean, this guy's okay, late 2nd round. I mean, I'll take him if we can with our next draft pick. Another thing is, like, offensive linemen I could sort of need. Like, there's this really good center, Jordan Gary, who looks phenomenal. Early 1st round talent. Supposed to go early 2nd round, though. But honestly, the offensive line I think can be alright with Anthony Costanzo, the same 3 guys in the middle, and then this right tackle later, who's supposed to go late 1st round. That's his talent, at least, so he's probably, like, in the 70s. So I think then because of that, I'm going to go with Nigel Mcallister here in the 1st round. He's a 75 overall hidden development trait, ranked number 6, took him at number 26, 91 speed, 82 hit power, really bad zone coverage. So maybe he's like a strong safety for us. I don't know. He could probably actually play it free pretty well. 89 acceleration, 83 pursuit. I think he's going to be perfectly fine on this team. And then Buda Baker can slide down to cornerback. I'm a big fan of that move. I think Buda Baker can do fine at cornerback for us. So that linebacker is no longer here, but Matthew Hopkins actually looks really good just based on his combine. I'll throw him on the draft board. Maybe I can take him next round. Just take a random shot in the dark or something. Also, this guy's probably decent. Amari Pritchett, just because of his combine grade as well. But is there anybody who is on my draft board right now who I could take? So the only player who I would be willing to take right now is Casey Nash. And I'd rather just trade away this pick because we can get more value for it that way. That's 2 third-round draft picks next year from the Seahawks? Or a second-round draft pick next year from the 49ers. Okay, that's a lot of value there. A third-round draft pick next year from the Dolphins? I think I'm going to take the 2nd rounder from the 49ers. The 2 thirds were really tempting from the Seahawks, but I'd rather have a 2nd rounder, I think. With this pick, I'm going to go with Casey Nash just to make sure we get him on this team because he probably will be starting at right tackle. He's a 70 overall, but he has hidden development trait. Okay, I was not expecting him to have hidden. That makes him so much better. He's a really solid right tackle for us, and I think he can play just fine. With this other 3rd-round draft pick, I will be taking that free safety I put on my draft board earlier if he's still here. And he is still here, so let's see if just basing it completely off the combine is worth it. Probably not. He's a 67. Okay, that was definitely worth it. He's not a bad backup free safety, which we really don't need, but it's okay. I mean, I'll take him on the team anytime. This could be another risky pick, but I don't think it's going to be. I have this, like, 7th-round projected player who looks really good. He's very strong and has good lead and impact block, so I'm going to take him right now. He's a 71 overall with normal development. If I waited till the 7th round to take him, that would have been a massive steal. But he's just going to be a backup offensive lineman for us because we do still have really good guards. I'm just going to advance to the end of the draft now because I have nobody left on my draft board. Honestly, the computer could probably do just as well as me, just blindly selecting some players. Let's see who we ended up getting, though, in this draft. I think this one went super well. Again, honestly, I think my drafts have been pretty good in this video so far. We have a new starting free safety, a new starting right tackle, a good backup safety, and a good backup offensive lineman. The computer landed me 2 60s and a 55. I guess I've seen worse. But let's see who the best player in this entire class was. It may actually be that corner. That one cornerback looks so good. It is not, but this is the corner I was going to trade up to select. He's a 77 overall, 92 speed, 95 acceleration, 88 agility, 79 zone coverage. He looks really, really good. And now if this guy has superstar or X Factor, I'm going to be so mad. Of course he has X Factor. Like, I should just trust my instincts and just start trading up for some of these guys. That's so annoying. Oh my. Okay, well, hopefully that free safety has something crazy. I mean, at least the cornerback we're going to be adding to the team technically is Budda Baker, who has superstar and is much better than that guy. But X Factor is a massive, massive thing when it comes to drafting players, of course. Tavon Kemp looks really good. Jason Stanford is a good left tackle. Pretty good right guard there. Eric Benedict looks all right. Marcus Graves, a good running back, 29th overall. A couple guys in the second. Daniel Holloway, that was probably the strong safety I could have selected. He only has normal development, so we definitely chose the correct safety to take. Another good running back there, another 75 overall guy. Okay, so a pretty solid draft class. So now let's advance and then get the team all situated. All right, so the team is now up to an 83 overall, 83 offense, 83 defense. Not a ton changed here on the offensive side. Let me actually rearrange the receivers, though. It's going to be the same order we had last year. So Henry Ruggs will be the 2, Darius Slayton will be the 1, Sterling Shepard will be the 3. I can also cut Golden Tate now. It finally makes sense to because it saves us some money. We'll free up $8.5 million, but take a penalty of 5. I will definitely be releasing Golden Tate. He's not needed on this team anymore. But the only real difference we have on offense is that Anthony Costanzo is starting at left tackle. I guess we also have this Nash guy at right tackle. I don't know why I forgot about him, but new tackles once again. It's kind of weird that I keep changing tackles, but it's difficult to get some of these tackles long-term because I thought other positions were at least a little bit more important to draft and whatnot, so that's kind of why I chose to do what I did, but at least we probably have a long-term right tackle. Also, my chair cracked there. If you heard that, it happens occasionally. But yeah, we have a long-term right tackle here. Hopefully, Anthony Costanzo is not the long-term answer at left tackle, but it's fine. He should be good for this one season. And then defensively, Budda Baker is now the number 2 cornerback. We have McAllister starting at free safety. O'Shane Ximenez, I'm going to give a shot at right outside linebacker. Lorenzo Carter didn't really do anything crazy last year, so I'm good with Ximenez starting instead. One small difference as well, Isaiah Simmons will be the middle linebacker, number 1, and then that is the team. I think it looks pretty nice. Hopefully we can make it back to the playoffs. I guess at some point the computer drafted me this corner with hidden development. That's always fun to have, so I'm not going to be cutting him for sure. Alright, the team is struggling here. 2-5 at week 9. That's fun, even though this team is pretty good. They're playing far worse than last year. 5-3 for the Cowboys, 4-4 for the Redskins, 3-4 for the Eagles down there. Okay, well, we're up to an 83. Actually, we were an 83 before. The offense, though, is up to an 84. But let's check out some of these development traits. On the offense, we have a star developing right tackle. Okay, that's fine. I don't think there's anything else to show off right now, at least. And then defensively, the safety only has star. That actually really sucks. I was hoping for a little bit more. It's whatever, though. I still think this team is perfectly fine. I don't know if they'll make a playoff push right now, but let's finish this season using the same schemes, and then maybe next year we can change it back to the Titans. Yeah, so obviously we did not make the playoffs this year after that really poor start, but we finished 6-10, 10-5-1 for the Cowboys, 10-6 for the Redskins. Okay, whatever, 6-10 also for the Eagles. Daniel Jones didn't really play all that well this year. Yeah, it's a massive step back. 3,500 yards, 23 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Let's try a different scheme this next season if we can. Saquon, though, actually played a little bit better. 1,142 yards for him, 15 rushing touchdowns. Henry Ruggs had a really good year. 82 catches, over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. He could go up in development this season. Darius Slayton gets 3 touchdowns. Evan Ingram gets 4. Saquon did not get any. The offensive line played a little bit better from last year. At least the tackle duo did. I'm good with that. Defensively, we have 122 tackles for Isaiah Simmons with 4 interceptions, 7 tackles for loss. That's a really good year for him. 13 tackles for loss for Bud Dupree, 12 for Dexter Lawrence. Bud Dupree leads the team in sacks again with 7.5. Then we have 5 picks once again for Kendall Fuller, 3 for Jabril Peppers, 1 for DeAndre Baker, and Nigel McAllister. So we had 1 touchdown from Jabril Peppers, we have a safety from Bud Dupree, and then a couple forced fumbles. All of those were recovered as well. This year we were nearly last on offense. Yeah, the offensive scheme definitely needs something different, or the playbook, it needs a change. And then we were also nearly last on defense. Maybe we go ahead and change that playbook as well. I don't know. Deshaun Watson wins MVP. We're not going to see any Giants in that list, at least. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Ezekiel Elliott. Nobody from the Giants in this list either, but Defensive Player of the Year is Fred Warner. Maybe we see Isaiah Simmons, and we do at number 6. That is awesome. I really hope he goes up in development trade. He definitely deserves it. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Brian Nortman. Adrian Vanover, whoever that is, and Will Nolan are at number 3 and number 4. Okay. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Dre Nelson. We have Nigel Mcallister, though, at number 6. Okay, so we didn't win any awards, but hopefully a few of these guys change development. The Chiefs and the Cowboys are in the Super Bowl. Of course, I'm pushing for the Chiefs here. I don't like the Cowboys, as an Eagles fan. But let's see who wins the Super Bowl. My money is on the Chiefs, though. They're actually really good in the game, and they do not win 38-24. The Cowboys will win that one. Okay, so I'm looking at you, Henry Ruggs. Please tell me you have superstar development now. He does not. How do you not have superstar, man? Come on. You had such a good season. Very unfortunate there. What about defensively? Isaiah Simmons did not go up, but Bud Dupree did. Buda Baker also has X Factor. I swear, like, randomly players will go up. It seems like it doesn't even really matter how well they played. Like, did Buda Baker even get that many interceptions? Buda Baker did not get a single interception, but he had 103 tackles. I guess that's enough. That's so strange. I mean, Isaiah Simmons, had 4 picks, and that's not enough, apparently? I don't get this game sometimes. Bud Dupree, though, had a really good year. I can understand that one, but those other two I definitely think should have happened. Also, almost didn't bring back Evan Ingram. That would have been annoying. I want him back on the team. Kevin Zeitler, I think, is definitely worth it for at least one more season. Anthony Costanzo, I'm going to replace. Will Hernandez, I want. BJ Hill, I no longer need. Lorenzo Alexander, I probably don't even need anymore either. So let's start with these guys at the top. Evan Ingram is not interested in signing, so I will be franchise tagging him for this next season. I want him back on the team for sure. So now I can't use my franchise tag anymore, but hopefully we can get Kevin Zeitler. Let's bring that signing bonus up to 4 and try to give him this contract. Nope, he's going to test out free agency. Okay, this is going to be a fun time. Will Hernandez, please come back to the team. I'll give you a long-term contract. You're good, please. Okay, he's coming back to the team at least. Maybe we can get Kevin Zeitler in free agency, but he's probably going to be getting a good bit of offers. Also, there could be some random good offensive linemen here, just anyway, so maybe we can try to get one of those guys. We have $56 million to spend. We definitely have enough to bring in a lot of players. JJ Watt could be one of those players. He would help out this team a lot, even though we do still have a good defensive line. I might just go all out for this last season, honestly. I don't know if this will be the last year, but like JJ Watt, Von Miller, honestly, I might add to the team. Kevin Zeitler is not getting any offers, so I definitely want him. Actually, we do have Teal, who's not bad, but Kevin Zeitler has been playing really well for us this entire time. So I'm going to go ahead and sign a lot of these older guys who are very good. I'm sorry if you guys don't really like this all that much, but this is going to make this next season a lot more fun. Okay, so I went after JJ Watt, Von Miller, and Kevin Zeitler. Please tell me all 3 of them accepted. I've been getting kind of unlucky with my contracts, and JJ Watt rejected, Kevin Zeitler accepted, and Von Miller accepted. Why is this being so annoying right now? I gave JJ Watt a lot of money, and he's like, nah, but honestly, he was probably the one I wanted the least out of all 3 of those guys, so that's okay. We are now in the 2022 NFL Draft, and I just want to highlight this one cornerback who I could take. I don't think I will, but my lord, Rashawn Keltner. B+ is across the board, and he's first in every single category. If I have the option, I will definitely take that guy, but I don't want to trade up to do so. So let's go to pick number 8. Let's see if he's available. I will freak out if he's still here, actually. A 71 overall corner just went. That guy is not still available, but it's okay because I have another player who I actually wanted a little bit more, to be honest. I think he's a bit more of a need right now. Derek Aldridge looks phenomenal. He's not going to play right tackle for us. He will probably play left tackle, but early first-round talent, projected to go mid-first round. Let's go with him. He's a 78 overall hidden development trait, but 78 is 6th in this entire class. This looks like a very stacked draft class, but I'm glad we got one of the better players in it. Our next pick here is at number 5 in the 2nd round. I know who I could go with here, and I probably will go with, but let's just see if anybody else on my draft board is still here. Okay, so I want these 2 guys, Stephon Arnold, and I want Von Sweet. So Von Sweet is projected to go late 2nd round, whereas Arnold's projected to go mid-2nd round, so let's take him first. He's a 69 overall, so not that crazy, but he has hidden development trait. He has some pretty good looking stats, honestly. Good route running, good speed, good acceleration. I mean, he's not that bad. And now here we will be taking that outside linebacker. I don't think he's going to play all that much, but may as well go with him. Von Sweet, welcome to the team. 75 overall hidden development trait. Oh, this guy's actually really good. 84 speed, 83 acceleration, 76 block shed, 79 finesse moves. Of course, the year I'm actually able to draft a good pass rusher, we signed Von Miller. I guess I shouldn't say that. Of course, the first year, I was in a perfect spot to draft one of the best pass rushers ever. At least in recent memory in the NFL draft in Chase Young, but I just decided not to. That's on me, but It's kind of annoying that we did just sign Von Miller, and that guy's probably just going to be a backup. Whatever. I'd rather have Von Miller and Bud Dupree start. The only other player I have on my draft board is James Halterman, so let's take him and then simulate to the end of the draft. We have so many hidden development traits this year. Okay, that guy actually looks pretty decent as well. Another draft I think I actually did really well with. Let me know in the comments how you think these drafts have been going. I like to hear your feedback, but I think this one was actually super solid. We got a bunch of players who could start, but I think only one of them will certainly start. Maybe I'll do something with Von Sweet. I doubt it, though. I don't think it's worth it at this point to try to start him, in case he's just not very good, even though I do think he would play very well. But Derek Aldridge will definitely start. Aldridge. I think I said Aldridge a couple times. There's no D after the L, whatever. Aldridge. Aldridge sounds so much better. I don't know. I'll probably still refer to him as Aldridge down the line, but who is the best player in the class? I can already see who it is. It's this 80 overall cornerback. This guy looked like one of the best cornerbacks I have ever seen, at least this year. Really good zone coverage, good press coverage, amazing speed and acceleration, good agility. But with cornerbacks like this, I feel like they almost always have star. And this guy does have star. He's still a really good cornerback, but I'm actually okay with passing him up and going with the right tackle. But let's see who else was good in this class. Really nice looking running back, 79 overall for him. Shaq Johns, Tracy Biggers, Derek Aldridge, and Miles Norton were all 78 overall players. And this draft class was super, super stacked. But also, did you see how many cornerbacks went like this early? There was 4 cornerbacks in a row who were selected. That's incredible. The team is chilling now at an 84 overall. 84s across the board. I think it looks pretty nice. I think this team is good enough to make it into the playoffs. I hope they can. We changed back now to the Titans offensive playbook. I guess I shouldn't say back because I was actually never there to begin with, at least in this video. But that's normally the playbook I go with, so let's see if it works for this team here. But on the offense, the only thing that really changed is now we have a new left tackle in Aldridge. He's actually a very good player, 78 overall for him. We also drafted another receiver who's just the 4th option now, Arnold. He's definitely not that bad either. And then defensively, Von Miller joins the team. I think he's going to be a very, very nice player for us here. Sweet also joins the team. We missed out on that cornerback, like I said, but it's okay. Our cornerback situation is already very nice. But here we go. Let's start advancing, and I'll let you guys know what the record is all about. I'm making my way through the season, and Henry Ruggs could potentially break out. This would be awesome if we can get him up to superstar here. Let's see what happens. Okay, we won the game by actually a really comfortable margin. Please tell me Henry Ruggs did his thing. No, he didn't do it. That's so unfortunate. It's difficult to go from star to superstar as a receiver, though. It's okay, though. Let's just sim to the end of the year now. I think we can make the playoffs. It's going to be close. We're like 5-4. At least at that point, we were 5-4. If I need to bring anybody back, I can do that right before free agency. We should have enough money for it. Come on, did the team make the playoffs? Show me what I want to see, please. We did not make the playoffs. Are you kidding me? We finished 7-8-1. So unfortunate, man. I'm going to go one more year after this just to see what we can do. Daniel Jones was actually really solid this year. Almost 4,000 yards, about like 250 off. 32 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Only throwing 5 picks. That's insane. Saquon was amazing. He almost averaged 6 yards per carry, 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns. Henry Ruggs was really good this year. Darius Slayton gets 5 touchdowns. Saquon also gets 5 down there. The offensive line was okay. Like doing the same it's been, honestly, this past 2 seasons. What does this team have to do for me to get back into the playoffs again, man? 116 tackles for Isaiah Simmons, 20 tackles for loss for Leonard Williams, 17 for Von Miller, 12.5 sacks for Von Miller, 7.5 down there for Bud Dupree, too. We have a ton of interceptions. Okay, come on. This team is playing well. Please, just get me into the playoffs this next year, man. 2 touchdowns, Jabril Peppers and Kendall Fuller. 2 safeties, Kendall Fuller and Leonard Williams. 2 blocked kicks as well, Von Sweet and James Halterman. Okay, so forced fumbles. We have 5 of those, and somehow we did not recover a single one. Maybe that's why we lost all those games we did. 21st in the NFL on offense, 24th on defense. Okay, those stats actually looked decent. Kind of surprised the rankings weren't that good. We don't have anybody on the Jets here for MVP, but like I said, like Walter Dixon, a 68 overall as an MVP for the Bears. Like, what? How does that even happen? Ezekiel Elliott wins Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon and Daniel Jones at 5 and 6. Defensive Player of the Year is Von Miller, though. Okay, I actually didn't expect to see that. Isaiah Simmons at number 6, Corey Littleton at number 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Jaden Tucker. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Rashawn Keltner. That freaking cornerback won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Von Sweet, though, at number 5. Okay, interesting, but let's go to the Super Bowl again. Alright, I turned auto scouting on, so I'm just going to sim by this week. It's the Chiefs and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. and the Chiefs are going to win 35-28. Did anybody go up in development? I feel like Daniel Jones should have. That's a really good year. If he's still normal, I'm going to be pissed. Okay, he's still normal, but this guy has superstar. So does this guy down here. What? Stephon Arnold? All right. I mean, that's cool, I guess. We don't need Sterling Shepard on the team anymore then. Defensively, nobody went up in development still. Like, how is Isaiah Simmons just not going up in development? It used to be so easy. It's strange now. Sweet has star development too, which is pretty nice, but okay. Interesting. It's kind of annoying what's going on right now, but we will figure it out. We'll definitely figure it out. Saquon needs to come back to the team. Evan Ingram has to come back to the team. I think a lot of these guys down here, though, I could probably replace. Darius Slayton, I want back on the team. You know, I'm moving on from Daniel Jones. I kind of want to, but I also kind of really want him at the same time. I want to see who's in free agency first before I make this decision, because this team is just kind of weird right now. I just want to make it as good as it can possibly be to see if we can win something this next year. Saquon Barkley is coming back to the team. Love to see that. Evan Ingram, I'm going to try to get back as well. He wants to test out free agency again, but he's getting franchise tagged again. I'm sorry about that one, friend. Darius Slayton, I'll give a contract to as well. Bud Dupree's interesting, but we do have that sweet guy right behind him who can probably be just as good this next year. Dexter Lawrence, I'll give a contract to. Okay, he's coming back to the team. And then Danny Dimes, I'm not going to do it. We're not bringing back Danny Dimes, at least right now. Maybe I can get him in free agency here. I want to see what other quarterbacks are available first. I also don't even know which quarterbacks are even in the draft. But Bobby Wagner is the first guy here. I would like him on the team, honestly, but I don't really need him that much. Like, I'm good with Isaiah Simmons and Corey Littleton for this last season. Elgton Jenkins could be pretty good because I need a replacement for Kevin Zeitler. Honestly, I'm just going to go after Kevin Zeitler again. He's still an 82. He's not even that bad. Let's give him a contract. Hopefully he accepts. And then I will give Daniel Jones a contract in case we don't get any quarterback at all. All right, we got Kevin Zeitler and Daniel Jones both back on the team. It's whatever. Let me see what kind of quarterbacks are in this draft, though, because maybe we can take a rookie and make this last season a bit more interesting. Yeah, so there are no good quarterbacks here, it looks like. This guy's maybe decent. Riley York. I don't think he's worth the draft pick. Yeah, there's like no good quarterbacks here. Oh, no, that's so annoying. So we're going to have to use Daniel Jones for another season, which isn't that bad of a thing if he can play well, but I don't really know if he's going to. We have the 13th pick here in the draft, so let me just advance to that pick. I don't want to trade up or anything like that. Let's just see who's available as a 67 overall receiver goes. That's not a good draft pick. But who could we go with? Should I go Ricky Worthington, the best quarterback in the class? I'm not going with him. He's not going to be good at all. And this scout did a fantastic job. So I'm just going to have to take a complete shot in the dark. Lynn Hudson actually is probably a pretty safe shot in the dark. Let's just take him. He's a 78 overall, ranked 2 in the class. And we got him at number 13. Okay, yeah, he's a really solid player. He'll probably get actually a lot of playing time, even though he only has normal. And then here in the second round, if that one quarterback is available, I'll take him. Let's see if he's here. I doubt he will be. He actually is. Ricky Worthington. Let's go with him. He's a 70 with normal. I don't think we start him. He's actually not that bad at all. He can throw very well. I'm going to go with Daniel Jones for this final season. I wish I could have found a more interesting quarterback, but it's all good. This rebuild's kind of annoying right now because the team's not developing as well as I thought it should have. Like, I thought Henry Ruggs would be, like, close to the 90s by now. I thought Isaiah Simmons would be in the same boat, but they're just not, which is kind of annoying. But let's see who the number 1 ranked player in the class was, since we got the number 2. There's a 78 overall left end, Elton Mitchell. He also has normal. What a boring draft class at the top there. Kent Smith is a good corner, 77 overall for him. Hidden development trait, one of those guys, 95 speed as well. Okay, so let's get started in this final year. Yeah, like I mentioned before, the team isn't really progressing how I thought it would have. We're still only an 84 overall. I thought a lot of these guys had a really good shot at going up in development, and just like no one really did so far. And then defensively, Isaiah Simmons is up to an 84, which isn't bad, but I really thought he'd be in the 90s as well. But this is the team. It's not the best team I've ever built, but you are pretty restricted in a realistic rebuild. There's not all that much you can do. Of course, if this were fantasy style, I could just go ahead and trade for a lot of different guys, but of course I'm not going to do that. Let's start simulating, and hopefully we can make the playoffs. Okay, so we made the playoffs this year, and we actually got a first round bye. Did not expect to get a first round bye. I honestly thought we'd just barely sneak in. We went 12-4, 9-7 for the Eagles and Cowboys, 8-7-1 for the Redskins. Okay. Love to see that. Daniel Jones had a really good year. I guess it was worth it to keep him and not go after another quarterback. 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Definitely his best season by a mile. But Saquon, 13 rushing touchdowns, over 5 yards per carry. He is incredible. Henry Ruggs was phenomenal this year as well. 81 for 1238 and 14 touchdowns. Darius Slayton gets over 1,000 yards with 6 touchdowns. Evan Ingram gets 5 touchdowns. Even Stephon Arnold gets 4. Saquon gets 6 down there too. Sacks allowed, not all that many, I guess. I mean, the offensive line's kind of been playing the same way all of these seasons so far. We have 103 tackles for Isaiah Simmons, 14 tackles for loss for Dalvin Tomlinson, 9 sacks for Von Miller, and for Lynn Hudson. That's a really good rookie year for him. 2 picks for Budda Baker, Kendall Fuller, and James Bradbury, who I signed in free agency. I actually didn't even point that out. I just signed him right before the season began because we really just needed a third cornerback. And then Isaiah Simmons, Corey Littleton, Jabril Peppers, and Nigel Mcallister each get 1 pick. We have no touchdowns, but we have a safety and a blocked kick. Do we have any forced fumbles? We have 2. And neither of those were recovered. Okay, well, on the offensive side, we were 3rd. That's awesome to see. Kind of figured we'd be really high this year. Defensively, we were 9th. Okay, we finally get up there for both of those. Daniel Jones was MVP. I love that. Let's go, man. That makes me so happy. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Daniel Jones as well. Saquon at number 9. Defensive Player of the Year is Fred Warner once again. He's up to a 95 of the 2-14 49ers. Okay, that's very strange. Nobody from the Giants, at least I don't think. But Dupree gets up there, even though he's not on the team anymore. Unfortunate. We don't have the Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's fine, though. We probably don't have defensive either. We probably got close, though. Yeah, Lynn Hudson's at number 3. He had a good season, though, so that makes sense. Best quarterback, though, is Dak Prescott. Unfortunate, even though Daniel Jones, wins MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Ezekiel Elliott is the best running back. Saquon, though, at number 3. Best wide receiver is Henry Ruggs. That's cool to see. No Darius Slayton. Best offensive lineman is Zach Martin. Derek Aldridge at number 10. Okay. Best defensive lineman. Anybody from the Giants? I don't think so. Best linebacker is Fred Warner. He's insane in simulation. Von Miller at number 7, though. Best defensive back is Jalen Ramsey. Nobody from the Giants. Best kicker is Fairbairn. But we have Rodrigo Blankenship at number 5. That's the only award that matters if we got someone in best kicker. Okay, Von Miller's morale, I think, is going to be completely maxed out for this playoff run, which is pretty cool. He's one of our better players on the team in general, so I like this. Okay, so the team is up to an 86, 87 offense, 85 defense. Let's see what the Vikings are looking like. I feel like we have a higher overall team than the Vikings. Yeah, they're an 82. I'm going to advance this game. I don't really feel like hopping in just yet. Hopefully we could win and I can hop in next time. Sometimes I get kind of tired of hopping in games, but let's see if we can win. We actually did win, and that is the weirdest record I think I've ever seen. 12-2-2 from the Seahawks. Okay, well, they're an 85 overall. I'm going to hop into this game, and we'll simulate here. Also, Dorian O'Daniel was their 3rd player. Does he have superstar development now or something? That's pretty funny. Okay, this game's actually going really well. I feel like we can close this one out. Maybe not. 31-23. They just scored a bunch in a row. 31-31. And what happened? Did my game crash? My game crashed. Lovely. Okay, so let's resume this game. Oh, did none of it play at all? It says it's 0-0 in the first quarter. All right, I guess we're going to resim this one. Yeah, we're getting absolutely crushed. I don't even feel like bothering to jump in right now. I don't think I could have saved that one. 27-14. That's annoying because it was looking like we were going to win that one. And then my game was like, nope, you're not going to win. We're going to do everything in our power to make you not win. Whatever. That's where this rebuild comes to an end. Sorry I couldn't win a Super Bowl with this team. I still think the team's actually alright. I was really hoping it would develop better than it actually did. All good, though. It's actually gotten to a point now, though, where the team's pretty decent. Like, this is where I thought the team should have been playing the past couple of years, at least. Maybe not 12-4, but at least, like, with these numbers and stuff on offense and defense. But let's advance and see who wins the Super Bowl. I just realized that the Seahawks are insane in Madden, man. 42-17, they win another Super Bowl. Okay, so did anybody go up in development trait? Daniel Jones is finally up in development. So is Henry Ruggs. It took him long enough, honestly. I don't know why it took those guys so long to go up in development. Defensively, we still don't have anybody on this side who went up in development. At least I don't think so, which is kind of funny. Whatever, though. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.